Okay, everyone, here I am to describe part 2. It says part 3 in the directions, but the second part of the lab. There was a part 2 in the directions, but it involved use of a gas that's pretty toxic, and I don't have access to it this year. So I just kind of deleted it and didn't really take the time to edit, so we'll roll with it. So in part 3, this metal reactivity, there are 2 parts you have to be kind of careful of. First is notice that we're reacting each with hydrochloric acid. Then the second one, I'm going into exchange reactions, which I'll talk about. So it's important to note here on your table, notice you don't have anything for hydrochloric acid. This is something that you'll just have to know. So this first one here, figuring out the hydrochloric acid. The tools that I'm going to need to do this aren't so much test tubes because it's going to be difficult to clean. Instead, I would say use this big thing up here called a viewing tray. Now the metals that we have up here are on the rows: calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, tin, zinc. And so what I would do if I was clever is taking this and using my Sharpie, I would label the metals on the backside so it's easy to see. It's going to be tricky for me to do this all together at once, so bear with me. I may put you down so you can see. You're just going to stare at me while I do this. Ta-da! Keep in mind they may be backwards, but at least you'll have some way to being able to tell where they're supposed to go. So in this first part, up here, 10 drops of hydrochloric acid. So what I'm going to want to do is get pieces of metal in each one of these. I'm only going to do copper for the example because it's easy to see. So over here I find my pieces of metal, copper. Now you'll have tweezers for this tomorrow, which I have right here. I'm going to grab one piece. I'm going to put it in the copper tray. If I have more than one, take them out, put them back. So I have one piece in the copper. Ideally, then you'd have a piece of calcium, iron, zinc, tin, and magnesium. And they're all right there. Then the hydrochloric acid lives over here. I have to change it because it says 6 molar in your directions. This is 1 molar. It'll say 6 molar tomorrow. But basically I take this, walk it back over to my lab station because I should not do these reactions in the fume hood. And then I'll add my hydrochloric acid to my trays. Good thing I checked that I didn't put a little dropper in there. You'll have actual little droppers tomorrow to help with this. Some of you with the sulfuric acid saw it already. So I add and I see if there's any reaction. Now granted, this is 1 molar, so it's not strong enough to necessarily see anything. Tomorrow you'll have a much stronger acid. I'll do that with all of my metals, observe the reactions. Then I will bring them over to my waste beaker, which once again will live up here somewhere, dump them out, rinse the tray out in the sink, and then I'll repeat with the metals again. Except instead, well, I'm going to stop there, so that way you see the second part of this.